First thing you'll need to do is gather your 5 test tubes from your chemistry kit and an empty glass that you can put them in. You'll need to label your test tubes so you know which one is which. So taking the Sharpie that is in your chemistry kit, you're going to write onto the glass of the test tube. On some of your test tubes, you may see there is this white space. Please do not write on the white space. It's impossible to remove the Sharpie from that space. So you're going to write on the glass above it. So you're going to label one of your test tubes A. So you're just going to write right on the glass A. B. Doesn't have to be perfect, just so you know. C. And then A plus B and A plus C. So now my test tubes are labeled. Then using your microscope, you're going to do 1 level scoop of the 3 salts. So copper sulfate into A, sodium carbonate into B, and then sodium sulfate into C. Please make sure that you clean off your micro spoon in between each salt that you use. You don't want to contaminate. So to clean it off, you're just going to dip it into a little bit of water and then get a clean paper towel or cloth and just dry it out as best you can. Ball up the cloth so you really get inside of the spoon here and dry it off completely, and then you can scoop your next salt. After you've made observations about your salts, you're going to dissolve them with distilled water, so using the distilled water in your kit, and your pipette. You have a bunch of pipettes in your kit, so please take some water into one of your pipettes, dissolve it with salt A, and then just leave it in there. So this becomes the pipette that goes with salt A, so you're not contaminating your reactions with the pipette. So you just leave it in there, and then you get a clean pipette for the next one, and then another clean pipette for the last one. You only need 3 pipettes because A, B, and C are your initial salts, so these are salts by themselves. And then for A and C, for this test tube, you're going to use the pipette that's in A and pipette some in, and then you're going to use the pipette that's in C and pipette some into there. To mix this, you're just going to flick it the bottom of the test tube. So you're not going to mix it with a pipette like you would these salts. You can mix these with the pipettes. But when you're doing your reaction, just pipette it in from the top and then flick it to react. So for A and C and A and B, that's how you're going to mix those. For this lab, you're also going to need to find some Legos. You're going to need copper, which is this blue one, sodium, which is this orange one. This black and red one is carbonate, and this yellow and red one is sulfate. These do not come apart. They have been super glued together, so please don't try and remove them. Your goal is to try and create the salts that you have in front of you, and then use them to model the reaction that you're going to see. There's really a very limited way that you can put these together. They have to fit together, and you'll want to think about the pieces and filling all the slots. The last thing that I want to talk about is how to create a good photo to insert on your documents. Oftentimes you all have crazy backgrounds in the back of your photos, so I'm going to show you a better way to get rid of them. In Google, you can search for something called remove background. And the first thing that comes up is this remove.bg. Click on it. And what you can do is, if your background is mildly the same, like let's say you take it in front of your desk or you take it in front of the wall or what have you, you can drag the picture that you have, so get it onto your computer, and then drag the picture into the website, and it will, as you'll see, remove the background. So it becomes transparent. And then you're left with only the thing that you want to be seen in your picture. So then you download it, and it'll download wherever your pictures download. Mine download to my desktop, and then you can drag that photo into your Google document. So that will make a better document picture. It is possible to remove the Sharpie from the outside of your test tube. All you'll need is a little bit of rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Put a little bit of that onto a paper towel, and then all you have to do is rub it on the Sharpie and it'll come right off. So when you go to clean up your test tubes tomorrow, you'll need to remove the Sharpie. Anything that is alcohol based will remove the Sharpie. So if you don't have isopropyl alcohol, generally mouthwash has alcohol in it, witch hazel, things like that. So anything that has an alcohol based isopropyl alcohol, that will take off the Sharpie.